Welcome back to Handy Andy. Today I'm going to cover a little video of making a small project. I'm still working on the cabinet, but things in life change, right? It's been over a week since my mother passed away from cancer. So I wanted to do something that made me happy. Making that thing to organize my garage, that doesn't make me happy. My mom's family was a big machinist family, and they love welding and building things out of metal. So that's what I want to do, in homage of my family. So right next to me, which is right here, I'm going to scoot it over a bit so you guys can all see it. I have a piece of plate. No, it's not plate, but it's a 1/4 inch by 24 by 30.5 piece of steel. The people at I got this as a recycled piece, so they charged me only $32 for this big piece. Again, 24 by 36.5 inches. 32 bucks. So I like buying recycled material. They cut it for me, so it has a nice kind of straight edge with a plasma cutter. Phone. So what I'm going to do with this is that it's pretty rusted. So with that, I need to sand it down, take off the pitting, and get down to steel so that way I can clamp the welder onto here. Also, I have carpeted floors, but it's like indoor-outdoor carpeting, you know, for the patio. And welding on that's not great because it burns. So I bought some fiberglass welding protector. So that's what this is. So I'll lay this down on the floor, and I want to start doing some welding. Question is what type? I have 3 different welders. I have a wire flux core welder. It's 110, and then I have a 220 stick combination TIG. Can't do copper, but I can do steel. So the question is which one am I going to use? But first, let's get this table done, or tabletop done. What I'm going to do again is grind it flat, take off all the rust. Round all the edges, and then the corners. I hate walking around these corners. They're really sharp. Well, they're not sharp, they're just hard, so they cut into me. So I'm going to get going on that, and I'll probably set up the GoPro with time lapse, and you'll see the work I do, okay? So see you in a little bit. As you see here, I actually find a round object so I can get a sense of how round I want to cut out the corners. So that little can worked perfectly. I used a simple grinder cut off, and I cut off the ends. Here I'm switching to just a normal flap grinder, sanding grinder. This is a 40 grit, so I can just take as much stuff off as I can right at this point. At this point, I'm switching now to the next grit up, which is a 60, and eventually I'll go up to a 120. You can see here that it's kicking up a lot of dust in the air. I had to make sure I had the dust collector on. You can see it on the upper left hand frame.
earlier in the video I actually reach up. The rust wasn't that bad, but the mill scale was really bad. I had to take quite a few breaks and then upgrade it to the large 7-inch grinder to help me finish up. So I go at it at this side for quite a while. I didn't record it when I flipped it, but when I flipped it, the other side didn't have as much mill scale or rust. So I ended up using the other side as my welding surface. Still has a lot of mill scale, but it worked out. So for this right now, I'll say Handy Andy over and out, and I hope to have more videos out soon for you guys, okay? See you later.
Well, there we go. I made a welding table. If you notice, the corners are polished smooth. I'm using those as contacts. I'm hoping that time-lapse worked, but I put a coat of Johnson's wax on here. That I did it as a corrosion resistance type thing. So it's actually really smooth. I tested it with an ohm meter. I'm getting about 1 ohm of resistance, between 1 and 2. There's slag, that's what you're seeing, this black stuff on here. You saw me first start on the back side, and then move to the top side. The top side's actually not as rusted, so this is the side I'll use to weld on. And ideally what I really want to do is, I've been doing some work on the side, but I want to build an anvil. And see, what I want to be able to do is put a piece of steel like this on here, and then be able to weld it, but without having to put a probe here to attach the weld piece. So I'll just attach it to the corner here, do the welding I need, and then I'm done. So that's it for now. So Handy Andy, over and out.